We are live with Lunch Break Live. Chef Vegan Bae Dom, take it away.
Hey guys, so happy for you to join me today. Look what we've got, potatoes. And I say potatoes are king because when you're vegan and you're looking for something to eat, usually you can find a potato. So we're making latkes today. I love latkes and I am not Jewish, but I have friends that invite me over every year for Hanukkah. And we've adapted this for any holiday pretty much because why? Potatoes. So first we're going to add some flour to our pound of shredded potatoes. I've got a few tablespoons of that. I am a person of convenience, so I like to find things that are already prepared for me, so I buy my potatoes already shredded. Obviously, you can do it yourself with a box shredder. Use russet because they have less water content, okay? I just add a few onions to mine. You can do more, you can do less. It's totally up to you. It's about taste, right? We added an egg substitute. That's what makes it vegan. There are a few options on the market for egg substitutes. If it's difficult to find a liquid one, then you can usually find a shelf-stable one that's made from powder, and you add a little cold water to constitute it, and then you can use it in your baking and cooking needs. We're gonna add some fresh ground black pepper and a couple of pinches of kosher salt. I am Creole, and everything that I make just about has Creole seasoning in it. There are a few different brands to choose from, but essentially salt, pepper, garlic powder, red pepper like cayenne, and that's my way, honestly, of adapting it to my foundation and my background. So all we're going to do once we add all of the ingredients is mix this all up together. And you're going to end up with shredded potatoes that are a little wet, but they have like a pasty texture to the flour. One of the things that I like to do when I'm making latkes is have an option for people who don't use oil. Yes, I know that there are those of you out there who avoid cooking with oil, but it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy really good things. So one of the appliances that we have in my house is an air fryer, which is great for my teenagers because then they're not making a mess on my stove. So traditionally, you would pan fry these. And there's actually a symbolism in the oil. It's supposed to symbolize the melting of the candles from the menorah, which I found very interesting. So once you've given this a good stir and it's all mixed really well, then you can just put together some little patties, and I use dollops. I'm going to grab the tray for the air fryer so I can prepare those while the oil is heating up for their traditional latkes. So to prepare, you're going to spray in your basket. I use avocado oil, and I use avocado oil because it has a higher heat point, so it doesn't break down. So you can make this as big as you want, honestly. I take a spoonful like this, drop it down into the bottom of the basket like that. You can spread them out, give them a little space. I can fit 3 or 4 in mine. It just really depends on the size of your basket. I love these also because they're so quick. 15 minutes, maybe 20, depending on how you choose to make it or your prep time. If you go for convenience like me, then it's going to go by quickly. If you choose to shred your own potatoes and dice your own onions, more power to you. But the name of the game for me is quick. And although I love to cook, I don't spend a lot of time cooking. So one of the things that people who know me hear me say is, I don't cook except for holidays. So everything that I eat is adjusted for special occasions. So we're gonna put this in the air fryer. And we're going to adjust the temperature to 400 and put it on for, let's say, 8 minutes, because then we're going to flip it over shortly. So we're going to let that go over there while we come back to this. So our oil is definitely hot. One way to check to make sure that your oil is ready is to just drop a little something in there. See if it sizzles. Yes, we've got a little sizzle going. So I'm going to put maybe 3 or 4 little spoonfuls in here. You really don't need a lot of oil. A few tablespoons works just fine. We're not deep frying them, you know. So you can spread them out so your potatoes cook evenly. I think I'm gonna make space for maybe 4 at a time. This is like a 12-inch pan. I like to make several at one time because I have a lot of people to feed. And they're potatoes. I eat a lot all by myself. Listen, before anybody can make it to the kitchen, I've probably eaten 3 or 4 of these. Taste testing. I'm taste testing, you know? One thing that I really love about the special occasions and holidays when we cook things like this is entertaining and having family over. We go down a list of what everyone wants to see me cook, because essentially they look forward to holidays and special occasions because Dominique's cooking. I tried to narrow it down this year, you know, wasn't entertaining, but the kids didn't let me have a break. So let's see, let's check. I'm gonna leave my spoon over there. We'll get a spatula.
We
Check
are
the
live.
bottom is browning.
Yes, we are. And we are live with Lunch Break Live. We're so excited to have Vegan Bae Dom all the way from Houston, Texas, making these delicious potatoes. She loves potatoes as well as some other really great things. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What kinds of things are you into? I know that you're a mom and you're also full of surprises. Take it away.
Oh man, I have a lot going on. You know, whenever people see what I've been posting about, they're like, Dom, what do you not do? I own several businesses, one of which is an escrow company related to surrogacy and egg donation, which is a whole other thing. I'm a co-owner of a production studio for music and commercial projects, you know, audio, visual, anything really. So I've got that going on. I'm an artist myself, so I've got a few projects out there that people can buy. And yeah, I'm a vegan. You know, this is my space for advocacy. You know what I'm saying? So a couple of my businesses are built around veganism. I have a vegan grocery store in Houston. We're expanding that effort actually right now, which I'm super excited about. But I'm a mom. I have 4 kids, and they're all almost grown, essentially, 15 and up. And we have a fur baby, and his name is Dallas. And he's like, you know, my youngest kid at this point. So he thinks he's human. You know, don't they all?
And where did you find your inspiration to be in the kitchen and cook?
Oh, I grew up learning from my grandmother and my mom, especially the holidays. I think that's why I love the holidays so much, because we were all together. And I learned how to cook different staples, which are like red beans and rice and gumbo and stuff like that. And as I had my own children, it was really important to me to show them, you know, how I grew up. and the way that we did things in the kitchen. So
Beautiful.
these are coming out so beautiful.
And so you're showing 2 different ways to make them to bake them up, right? So we've got them in the oil and then also in the air fryer. Phenomenal.
Yes, so we've got some going in the air fryer because I know that there are a lot of people who, health conscious reasons, have decided to forego the oil and things like that. So I have options. You know, it's easy to do here the traditional way, or you can do it oil free. So I'm going to check on those. Let's see.
Amazing. And now what will you be serving these with today?
So traditionally, latkes are served with sour cream, which we have a vegan version of, and applesauce, which is a great treat. So my ones here in the oil are about done. So I'm going to take a plate and line it with a paper towel so we can catch that excess oil before we put it on the serving dish. And let's see what we got here. As you can see, they are golden brown and beautiful. I can't wait to dig in. Let's see.
Yes, those are gorgeous. They look perfect. Perfectly crisp and delicious. Wow.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, the first time I ever had them, I was like, oh, this is like a fancy hash brown, you know? And
yes.
and I had never thought to put applesauce, you know, with potatoes. But oh, it's so good. The sweet note that it adds, it's phenomenal. Put this down. So we're going to drain off that a little bit, turn this fire off, let that excess oil collect before we put it on the serving dish.
Beautiful. And our viewer, Laura, says that the oil is part of the Hanukkah story in the Jewish religion. It represents the miracle of the restoration of the destroyed temple and the miracle of the oil lamp, where a curse of oil that would only last a day lasted 8 days enough to last to make more oil. Look at these exquisite, because everybody, wow. And as you said, Dominique, you know, potatoes, and more potatoes. Over to you.
Yes. I mean, you know, it's kind of frustrating sometimes when you go out to eat and the only thing that's vegan is French fries or a salad. But, you know, essentially you learn to be creative. And one of the things that I'm most creative with when I go out to eat are hash browns. So one of my travel hacks that I tell people about all the time is, you know, when you can't find something on the menu of especially a breakfast restaurant, there's usually an omelet. Just swap out those eggs for potatoes and you're good to go.
What a fantastic idea, because everything that you would add in, all the veggies, you can just put them in there with those potatoes.
Yes, exactly.
Amazing.
So I'm going to check on these. So we're just going to flip these over so they can get a little brown on top.
And if you're just joining us, we are live with Lunch Break Live. And you know, those latkes look exquisite. I imagine that the ones in the air fryer are going to come out just as crispy.
Yeah.
Do you mind if we show those? Oh, there we go, up close and personal. Anything else you'd like to share with viewers? We have a lot of viewers who are on the transition side. They're in the process of getting more plants on their plate. What maybe 3 things that you would share to encourage people?
Well, when people ask me for advice about transitioning, one of the first things that I say is, you know, it's your journey. Take your time. You know, every step counts. And, It's not about perfection, it's about intention. The first thing that I advise people to eliminate is dairy, because I feel like if you can get rid of dairy, then you can essentially get rid of anything. There's that little addictive quality, especially in cheese, that a lot of people just can't shake. The third thing that I tell people is, once you get down to the fact where you realize that it's about the seasonings and the sauces and replicating texture, then you should be good to go. You just try to recreate those meals that are really familiar to you and your family, so you're not taking such a far departure from what you know, and setting yourself up for challenges that can be avoided.
Those are amazing tips. I'm sure the people who are on the journey for more plants on their plate are going to appreciate it. We want to thank you all for being here today on Lunch Break Live. Again, Dominique, this has been a pleasure. We hope that you'll come back. Again, everyone, we'll see you next time on our next Lunch Break Live. These are the Vegan Queen Latkes with the Vegan Bae Dom in Houston. See you all next time. Bye-bye.